Hey everyone, I'm Diana with NGP Store USA, and today I'll be taking a look at the LG V30 Plus. Now, I've had this phone for about a week or a week and a half, and I kind of just want to cover some of the main features that have been talked about and my take on it because I've had a little bit of time with it. Before I begin, I want to talk about NGP Store USA real quick. We are an unlocked mobile device distributor, and I'll leave the Amazon and website link below in case you want to go check us out and find a phone like the LG V30 Plus or others similar to it, perfect for gifts for the holidays. One of the first things I noticed about the LG V30 and 30 Plus, even before I ever got my hands on it, was how sleek it looked. And it really does have a modern, elegant feel to it, and I was really hoping that it would feel that way in the hand as well once I got it. And it really does. I was really impressed with how luxurious it feels while still being one of the lighter phones on the market. When you pick it up, the first thing you think isn't how light it is, unless of course you're comparing it to another phone. I have the iPhone 6s here, and when comparing the two, the LG V30 Plus is definitely lighter, but when you pick it up, the first thing you think is how smooth it is and how luxurious it feels in the hand. Also, it has a 6-inch screen, so it's one of the middle ground phones. I wouldn't say it's too big or too small. It is definitely bigger than a lot of the phones that I've personally had in the past, and I was a little worried with how I would like it because I feel like I have smaller sized hands, so I'm always a little worried about having that awkward, chunky feeling in my hand when I'm holding my phone, but I did not have the problem with this phone. I was able to maneuver around it, getting to the top and to the bottom without any problem, and the size of it only enhanced my experience, so I was really pleasantly surprised with that. Another thing that this phone has that made it a different experience for me was the lack of the home button. And that was another thing that I kind of was a bit skeptical of and how that would affect my experience with it, but I didn't notice that at all. I got so used to just swiping up to access the home bar, and that's actually a feature you can turn on to have always there on the bottom of all of your applications and things like that, but I kind of liked the look of seeing the entire screen completely full, not obstructed by any home buttons or screenshot button or anything like that, and to access it you would just swipe up and it'd be right there. So that's something that I didn't think I would like as much as I do, but even on, again, like the iPhone 6s, when I would be using it and it has a physical home button, I would still swipe up to access it. So I think that just speaks to how intuitive that action is and how well it complements the phone and your experience with it. Moving on to the back, the LG V30 and 30 Plus have the fingerprint sensor here in the back, which is a really, really great place for it. This honestly has to be one of my favorite features, even though it's not really new, but you just hold it like this, and this has become an intuitive action for me as well, and it opens right away. I've had no problems whatsoever with the response of it, and so much so to where I don't know if I remember my password anymore because I never have to use that screen. So that just speaks volumes about how quick the sensor is, and I'm actually really disappointed that more phones don't have that such quick response time with their sensors. Then right above the fingerprint sensor are the dual cameras, one of which is a wide-angle camera, which I find this really, really cool because it's not like a GoPro type of camera. I really, really like the medium that they have found. Another sweet spot it's definitely wide angle and it will capture a lot, but it doesn't have a lot of distortion on the sides and provides you with a really clear image. Another feature with the cameras that I've enjoyed is that while you're filming, you're able to switch in and out of each camera. So say you started filming in the regular lens and then you want to switch over to the wide angle, you're able to do that during your recording. Something a little less impressive with the cameras is how they act in apps like Snapchat or Instagram. Now I know this is an old complaint, but it is something that I think is worth taking into consideration before purchasing the device. So with impressive 16 megapixel cameras like this, you would expect the photos to look good in, say, Snapchat or Instagram like I mentioned. But then you'll open your camera and try to take a picture and people are gonna think that you're using a Motorola Razr from 2007. It's really that bad. Now I know there's a lot of videos and articles written on why this is on Android phones, but I think it's about time for it to be fixed because for somebody who might use a social media platform so much, they're going to want that camera to be dependable, and if it's not, it could be the defining reason why they didn't choose the phone. Another thing that I think is worth mentioning is that the LG V30 Plus and 30 do have a headphone jack, which honestly I'm all for. I want to keep it as long as possible. It is on the top, which I kind of wish was on the bottom, but they have it. I'm not going to complain too much. Also, there's only one speaker on the bottom. I wish there were two, or at least they were front facing or something like that. The quality is okay. Again, nothing worth complaining about. Not the best, I'm gonna say, but haven't had, again, no complaints when I would show other people videos or try to get their take on the phone. Nobody ever said anything bad about it. So this has just been some of my thoughts on the LG V30 Plus, mainly on the hardware. But let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to take a look at something more specific. There are a lot of really customizable features on this phone that really make it stand out. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. Subscribe to NGP Store USA for more videos like this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!